Well, friends, how do you know when you're winning? You're winning when people try to mock you. That's when you're winning. Just think of all of the people that have been mocked over the decades and how those people always seem to win. So if you really want to help your enemy, just keep mocking them. And that's exactly what's happening with the tabloid media. This very feeble attempt of mocking the Sussexes is only making them stronger. This is so pitiful that the tabloid media, the Sky Newses of Australia, and the Daily Mails, and all of those other trashy individuals, they're doing everything they can to try to make a mockery of the Sussexes, but still they're winning. And how do you know they're winning? Because everybody, and I do mean everybody, somehow found time in their daily reports to mention that the Sussexes issued a statement, a rallying call for humanity. And they all carried the story. The good people and the bad people, they all carried the story. What the Duke and Duchess of Sussex conveyed in terms of a message to the humanity of the world was carried by just about every media outlet. Every place I look, I keep seeing it. It's everywhere. So if it's everywhere, that must mean that it's resonating with all the right people and even the wrong people. Everybody's carrying the message of the day. That means that what they have to say is relevant. More relevant than anything that came out of the palace today, or yesterday, or the day before. Pretty much the only thing that comes out of the palace that people care about always has the Duke and Duchess of Sussex attached to it. Have you noticed that? Have you noticed that? Everything has the Sussexes attached to it. I keep saying it's like gourmet cooking. You have to have a couple tablespoons of Sussex oil. You have to add a couple tablespoons of Sussex oil to complete this gourmet meal. I always wonder, do they hear themselves when they're making these salacious stories about all kind of innuendos and stuff? Like the other day, the Daily Fail had this big blaring headline, and some people actually put it on Twitter, which of course is how I found it. It was on Twitter. And this headline was an image of the Sussexes next to the image of the Duke and Duchess of Windsor. And so they try to create this parallel between the Duke of Sussex and the Duke of Windsor. Now, the Duke of Windsor was not as dumb as they tried to make him out to be. I've actually watched this man give an interview where all of the, things that they tried to conjure up about his character was destroyed. This was a thinking man, and he had enough sense to get out of that institution so that he might find happiness. All the other things that they said about him, I don't know what's true or false. I've seen the photos, I read the accounts, but basically his big crime was Wallis Simpson. They try to make this connection, and the connection that they tried to create, I don't even know whether or not the article mentioned the Sussexes. I didn't read it. But from what I can tell from the Twitter world, this is something that people felt compelled to speak about on Twitter. And so the Daily Mail managed to hit their target. But at some point, I don't know if they got spooked or got weak in the knees, but they decided, let's pull it back. So I don't know how often that happens where they put it out there and then they take it back almost in the same day. But again, all roads leads to Montecito. All roads lead to Montecito. And whether they are pro-Sussex or against the Sussexes, what they have to say matters. I'm just amazed by that. And I'm happy. I'm delighted by that. I'm so glad that the Duke and Duchess of Sussex without even trying, just upstage the entire royal family. Because trust me when I say this, nobody's going to care what Charles has to say. And nobody cares what William has to say. Nobody cares. And in particular, when it comes to the Duchess of Cambridge, everybody knows somebody else wrote it, so they don't care what she has to say. If there's anything that we have learned about Harry in the past, let's see, how long has it been since they left that family? Year and a half? If there's anything that we've learned, like in, say, 18 months or so, is this guy got it going on. He's got some major swag. And so the people who love to say that Harry is being led around by his leash or his lead or whatever, of course they want to see that because it's not there. They have to really want to see it. Harry is brilliant. I've even seen some of the interviews that he's given before he met the Duchess of Sussex. And whenever William talks, it seems like he's got a train to catch. It's like, oh my God, I got to tend to my roses. I got to get out of here. He always seems to be in a state of impatience. And then, of course, from all accounts that we read, he goes from impatience to incandescent with rage. I'm just feeling really upbeat and positive about today. Even though there's so much bad news, I just love the fact that the Sussexes are receiving the type of respect that they deserve. And this is in spite of all of the negative and nasty press that they have received for the past 2 or 3 years. In spite of that, they are still loved and respected by the masses of people out there. I cannot help but I'm sorry to say it, I feel good about that. I feel like their voices are being heard. I feel like the Sussex squad is finally being heard, and that people can really see this campaign of hate for what it is. I'm telling you, that went around the world fast, and everybody picked it up just like that. So, gives you a good idea of how they are in a position of strength, not weakness.